Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here and it's time for my August TBR. So August is going to be a busy month of reading for me. There's a lot of buddy reads happening again, and so let's just get straight into them. The first book that I'm planning on buddy reading with the lovely Ange from Beyond the Pages, and I believe we might be joined by Charlotte as well from Ramblings of an Elfire, and anybody else that fancies joining in, let me know. If you've got Voxer, then I can add you onto Voxer to join the chat with this, but we're going to be reading Moby Dick by Herman Melville. This is my beautiful Knickerbocker classic, which I love, which is all bendy, and I can't wait to finally get to this book. I'm diving in head first, no worries, no stresses, no fears. I can't wait. So we'll probably be splitting this up into a number of pages every day to read alongside other books, but I can't wait to get stuck in. I've heard some really good things about it and I'm not going to be nervous. Next up, I'm finally going to be getting to Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell, and I'm going to be reading this with the lovely Jenny King. I've read Attachments and I've read Fangirl, and now it's time to read Eleanor and Park and see what my thoughts are, because this one seems to be one that divides opinion, so I'm looking forward to reading this with Jenny and seeing what we think. Next up, I'm reading a couple of books with Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings. We meant to read these a while ago and didn't get round to it, so we're going to read them this month, and the first one is The Life of Elves by Muriel Barbary, who is the writer of The Elegance of the Hedgehog, which is a book I also have on my shelf to read at some point. But this one looks really exciting and I love the French flaps on this. It's just a really pretty book, so I can't wait to try this one out. And we're also going to be reading The Only Ones by Carola Dibble. This is one that I've had on my shelf for quite a while and I'm really intrigued. It's set in a post-pandemic world where this one woman seems to be sort of immune to all of these killer diseases, and she's recruited to work with some sort of genetics program, and the mother of this program pulls out, and so this woman is left with this baby in this sort of post-pandemic world, and I just think it sounds brilliant. So I'm really excited to read these two with Mercedes. The next book that we'll be reading with the lovely group of booktubers is my final Jane Austen in my lovely cloth-bound classics, and that is Love and Friendship, so I'm really excited to complete my collection. Next, I will be picking up book 2 in the Hollow Gods series, which is Hunter's Kind by Rebecca Levine, and I'm going to be reading this with the lovely Jackie Kate. And with lovely Lauren from Lauren and the Books, we're going to be reading Chasing the Stars by Mallory Blackman. This is a library copy that I really want to get to. I loved the Noughts and Crosses series by Mallory Blackman, and this is sort of her foray into science fiction, and I just can't wait. It's set in space and that sounds really exciting to me. Next, I have 4 books which myself and Jen from Today in Jen's Library have sort of mentioned that we both want to read, or in her case I think there's a reread in here. So I'm putting them on my TBR, and then hopefully we'll be able to discuss one or all of them together at some point over the month. The first one is A More and More by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is a new adult story. It's set on the Las Vegas Strip about an aerial artist, and I can't wait. I love Vegas, that's where I got married, and I love new adult, and yeah, this just sounds really good. Next up is Leah Rader's Unteachable. I've read Leah Rader's Black Iris, I think it's called, and it was okay for me, but this one sounds really interesting. I've heard good things. I believe it's about a teacher and student relationship which is formed over a summer when she doesn't realise that he's her teacher, and then when she discovers, it's sort of the aftermath of what happens. Next up is Wallbanger by Alice Clayton, another new adult book which I've heard is funny and sexy, and yeah, I just can't wait to try this one out. And the front cover and the title alone just make me intrigued. And the final one is a fantasy, and that is The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. The Crown's Game is a game that's played in a kingdom where the king sets it in motion, and enchanters have to fight out to become like the king's main enchanter. So I'm really excited to try this. And then the final thing to do is to pull out from my TBR jar from my booktuber recommends. So let's see which one is for this month. Ooh. So up this month is the pick that came from Rhiannon from A Little Library, and she picked All Our Yesterdays by Kristin Terrell for me. I don't know anything about this. The back says, yesterday Marina was safe, privileged, wealthy. She was falling for James, the super brainy youngest son of a very powerful family. Yesterday ended badly. Today, Em is in a cell she may never get out of alive. There's a flicker of hope when she talks to the boy in the cell next to hers and when she remembers who she used to be yesterday. Tomorrow, Em has a mission. She must escape and travel back in time. She must kill the boy Marina loved to save her future. Heart-stopping thriller of the year. This sounds really interesting, so I'm excited to see what I think of this. So that is my August TBR. Have you read any of these? What do you think of these? Let me know, and as always, let's chat in the comments. Bye for now, BookTube.